Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Graban, a senior advisor with KaiNexus, and today we're doing a quick preview of our next webinar in the KaiNexus Continuous Improvement webinar series. It's going to be held on March 9th. The time is a little bit different than usual. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and it's titled Lean for Knowledge Workers. So to register for this, you can go to kainexus.com/webinars, or you can look for a link in the show notes of this podcast. And we are joined today. We're going to do a quick preview again. We're joined by the presenter of the webinar, Kim Moscarda. He's a director at Moscarda Solutions. And part of our reason for shifting the time is to accommodate, and thank you in advance for doing this, Kim, with the time zones. So first off, thank you for joining us here today. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Mark. Yep, very good.
And so then the second question, or the first question that may come to mind for the listeners, what's the time zone? Where are you joining us from, Kim?
So joining from Perth, Western Australia. So I believe that's about 14 hours ahead of you guys. It's just after midnight. So
yeah, well, thank you for staying up late to do the live webinar for us at a time zone that works well enough for everybody involved. So, so first off, Kim, in your own words, how would you introduce yourself to the listeners here? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I'm an engineer, mechanical engineer. So I've been in the petroleum industry for most of my career, and I guess in the last probably 10 years. A lot of what I've been doing is around continuous improvement and leading teams. So part of that journey has been some lean methodologies, and I'm now set up my own business, and I'm now consulting to some other businesses around business improvement and helping them to implement lean methodologies in their organisations.
And with the lean work that you do, and the focus here on the webinar is lean for knowledge workers. First off, that's a phrase that gets used a lot. How do you define knowledge workers in this day and age?
Yeah, well, so I think with knowledge workers, it's around transforming information into something that's valuable for the business. So whether it be a geologist turning a geo survey into oil finds or oil discoveries or gas discoveries, or whether it be a mechanical engineer turning a drawing into a rated piece of pipe, or a structural engineer building a bridge. It's about transforming, creating value through transforming information into something that the customer needs. So that's how I class knowledge workers, so certainly, transforming value is part of what knowledge workers do. Is the same as what builders do, and tradesmen and others. So just another reason why lean is just as applicable to knowledge workers as manufacturers or others.
Yeah, and I think what you'll be presenting next week will have a really broad applicability, because we can find instances of knowledge work in just about any industry or setting. It's not necessarily sitting behind a computer in an office. You've got people in all sorts of functions. A lot of healthcare work is, in a way, knowledge work. There's a lot of that in other industries. So it's one reason I'm excited that you'll be presenting on that topic. Looking ahead, just as a quick preview again to the webinar, which will be held March 9th, can you give us just kind of a quick high-level preview of the case study that you'll be sharing during the webinar?
Yeah, so I'll be talking about the lean deployment that we did for BHP Petroleum over a couple of years ago now. And I'll be talking about the approach that we took in trying to inform and upskill some of the knowledge workers in lean methodologies. and also touching on some of the pitfalls, and things to look out for when sort of trying to do that, because the approach for knowledge workers is a little bit different, even though the content and the concepts are very, very much the same. The actual approach you need to take is a little bit different. I'll be talking a little bit about that, but also really wanting to talk about some of the opportunities that I've discovered in regards to applying lean to knowledge workers that potentially people may not have thought of, especially lean practitioners looking for entry points into the market and that sort of thing.
Well, we'll look forward to learning a lot more, the details of that case study, and you sharing your experiences about how lean methodologies are successfully applied to knowledge work and kind of the unique aspects and the unique opportunities that come with that. So again, we've been joined today by Kim Mascarda, director at Mascarda Solutions. He'll be our presenter for the next webinar in the KaiNexus Continuous Improvement webinar series. You can register today, kainexus.com/webinars. If you're listening to this preview after March 9th, you'll be able to find the recording in our webinar library or the podcast feed or our YouTube channel. So Kim, thanks in advance for doing the webinar. Thanks for joining us today for this quick preview.
No problems. Thanks, Mark.